What is up, my friends? Here we are at the incredible SE Music Lab in Switzerland. This is the creation of Jürgen Strauss, the design, the acoustics, the speakers that you're seeing. And then you'll see these look familiar, right? Yeah, we've got the incredible Strauss SEMF4s that I love to use. And it's really been interesting to hear my speakers that I've been using in like 5 different rooms over the last 5 years. Wow, where has the time gone? I've been able to hear my speakers in this room, which is a properly tuned, properly designed room. It would cost close to $1 million to create this Star Wars Enterprise spaceship style studio for you ladies and gents at home in the United States. Wow. So it's been really, really freaking awesome to hear this thing. And yeah, I'm working on my mix template. Let's take a look at this because it's been the dawning of a new era, right? I've moved to Nashville. I'm sort of dipping my toes in the water, getting my feet wet, working in different styles of music. I'm kind of doing a career pivot into just working on some different styles, and I'm really feeling rejuvenated and refreshed and just amazed about the excitement of the journey that's ahead. And I'm so pumped up. And I've been working on this mix template that I think is going to serve me for the next several years. I'm kind of just laying out the path before me. And I thought, what better place to really help get some of this stuff dialed in than here in beautiful Bern, Switzerland. So that it's just really special that my friendship with Jurgen, he's helped to equip me with tools that have seriously helped me change the game and helped me just learn and level up my skills. And now I'm dialing in what will sort of become a lot of the essence and the sound of my mixes for the next several years moving forward, which is it's really cool and special and kind of a full circle moment in the circle room. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I've been having fun just dialing some stuff in. I had this idea for like drum mixing that, I take this sort of Mike Shipley approach where I like to have a few different faders that do different things, right? I love to have a fader that has the attack of the drum. And then I want a fade, for kick drum, for example. Then I want a fader that's like the bloom and the decay of the drum. And then I like to have a fader that's going to like trigger, some samples of like the overhead mics of a kick, because it's not a kick drum unless you can hear the snare rattles vibrating and vibrate the snares the, the snare wires rattling. Unless you can hear that stuff going on like in stereo wrapped around the sound of the drum, it's just not the same. So that, we got 3 faders there. Then I love like a sub kick fader. I love like a room mic, mono and stereo. So then by the end of it, it's like, oh my god, I have 6 or 7 different kick drum channels lined up. So I'm beginning to build out this template that it's going to be, when I drop some live drums into this template, I'll have like 4 or 5 different parallel buses for, triggers for the kick and the snare, potentially toms. I haven't gotten that far yet, but what I have so far is this, we got just a regular kick drum. You can hear that. Awesome. And then I have these buses. I'll get out of skinny fader mode. I'll get a chubby fader mode. Gotta get a chubby once in a while. So we got a few different faders. Kick at, which is kick attack, kick room, kick overhead, kick staub. That's what I'm calling that one. Kick STB, brother. And subloom. So we've got kick, right? And then we got kick attack. Ooh. With this kick attack bus, we'll just solo that one by itself. Living in Tennessee, you guys, I'm like really learning the accent so I can just mock everybody and make fun of them and feel a lot better about myself, because that's the real trick to life is, deprecating upon other people and then really just building up your self-worth that way. So you'll hear that from time to time. I'll do a little bit of a southern accent, but I swear it's all with love. Okay, here we go. We got some attacky samples. I'm able to I got this one called J Ray Idiotic, which is like my take on like the American Idiot kick sample. That one kind of does that thing. Let's solo that. Ooh, then I got a kick, That's a Taylor Larson kick. I bought that from him for like $50 10 years ago. We got Andy Wallace. Oh, that one's nice. And then a pop cat, I don't even know. A little TLA kick in there. Let's hear that one. You know, and I kind of just blend these around till I get the blend that I'm enjoying. Put it together with the kick. And here we go, blending. Ooh, kick rooms. You know, and that's the same kind of thing. I've just blended in some different kick rooms. We got a Mutt Lang room sample in there. What, buddy? Shout out Sam Pira. I got an ambient Sam Pira kick sample in there that I'm enjoying. Listen to that one. You know, and then a lot of the, you know, the tough work of mixing is automating this stuff. Because like in sections where it's sparse, where you don't have a lot going on, something like this, you know, if there's just like a guitar going on, an electric guitar, we don't need all that room ambience and like all that snare verb that's going on. Like we would generally tuck that stuff in. And then when we get to like more dense sections, we can really bring those things in. It's a lot of just automating effects up and down in those sections, depending on the context of like what's going on. How dense is the arrangement? And a lot of people would argue like, man, if your arrangement is really dense, you shouldn't just be shoving more stuff into the mix. And it's like, well, yeah, you should. You're wrong. If you got a backpack, you got to shove as many library books and Scholastic Book Fair books into that backpack as humanly possible, because then you got to race home to have a Capri Sun and a Mountain Dew after school and read all the books to just download that information into your skull, buddy. It's the beautiful thing about life. Okay, so let's add all this up. We got a kick. We got the OG kick. We got the kick attack bus. The kick room bus. The Roomba. Actually, yeah, this, you guys, you're here with me. We're getting the live one-on-one like feedback from this. So kick Roomba. That's how you spell Roomba, right? Right there. Is that what the I'm gonna look up how the product is actually spelled, but that's how I'm spelling it. Kick Roomba, and then kick overhead. This is everything to me, you guys. Beautiful thing. And then kick Staub, because you could go in and get, you know, sometimes you want some of that just decay, that I want that Nickelback low end sometimes, right? We go in, ooh, sometimes that's gonna be right there. I mean, that's literally, well, they all just don't wanna be big rock stars and everything. You know, here's another Staub. Same sample, I think, but just filtered a little different. Marching band. Shout out Sterloid. Little Aaron Sterling kick there. You know, for the tempo of this track, I'm just using just a sub kick sample. And then EQing all this just a certain way. You know, without the EQ. Oh, so much different. Good thing we EQ'd it. Oh my God, thank God. This is gonna solve all the world's problems. You know, and then once we add in their overheads and their rooms, you know, the low end starts kind of happening. We can add in their snare mic. It's kind of nice. We can add in my snare attack. You know, we got some, it's just kind of a combination of a few different samples I'm really liking. Freaking Mark Lewis snare, yeah buddy. Little Randy Staub snare, the Cleaver Heavyweight as always. And then I'm just overloading this 4K E channel, because it just rips that way. And new out, as of recently, the L4 from Waves. You've probably seen the ad of me up there like, I love the L4, I love limited. It's true. Not just a fake ad. I freaking use this thing. Not even as much on the master bus, but way, way, way tons on the snare. So this rips. I'm kind of just smashing it with L4. And then using split EQ to like make up after the fact that I've like used the limiter to just like smash it down and like get sustain out of it. Now I'm using split EQ to just boost the crap out of the transient. especially at like 200 where we want all that. This is something I'm really trying to figure out. You know, all the really like bad boy country mixers are so good at getting this just thing going on. It's so good. So good. So, you know, I'm trying to figure that out. Then we balance it out with some top, of course. We can find out where the top end needs to speak. Kind of nice there like that. And then a little more spiff, bringing in some more 200. I've been just having fun with that. Next, I got one called Snare Wires. There's your just bottom snare wires sample. And it's a few of them, just kind of blended in to taste. There's a Corniff sample, you know, a little bit of that, a little bit of Sterloid LeBrons in here. Nice. And just EQing out some nastiness. Fun, super fun. And then Saturn 2 bringing a little bit of joy, just extending it out. And then with. Nice. And then another fader called Snare Room. Ah, yeah, buddy. Again, bunch of rooms, bunch of cool rooms. Shout out Noble and Cooley. One headlight, Wallflower snare. Awesome. And this is what I'm struggling with today, man. Like I can't like show you guys this, like this is the award-winning template. Like no, I'm like just literally throwing paint at the canvas trying to figure out how to get tones. I'm like just chomping at the bit to get better drum sounds, and like just I gotta figure it out. It's like a code I haven't been able to crack. I want to get so freaking good at mixing because it feels so good. It's so fun to get there. It's so fun to try to figure out. It's fun when you feel like you're getting the results, right? So I'm just trying to figure out how to get the bigness of drums that cut through and that are still blooming and extending right, and I'm trying to figure out where that room should resonate. You know, should it be big or should it be kind of mid-rangey? I don't know. You know, I found this resonance, that one, get rid of that. So all day today, I've been just trying to dial in a great balance of just some cool samples that can kind of live in the mix. And then I got another one that I really like called Snare Ring. And this is like, if I turn it up, you know, there's just a few samples that are like particularly ringy, like that kind of ring or this kind of ring. And I'm experimenting with like tuning the ring. Saint Anger, you know, old Led Zeppelin. You guys will recognize this one. That's kind of fun to have in there. Maybe a little more Sugar Ring. And again, it sounds really inappropriate when it's like drums soloed. It's also way too loud. But sometimes you take that stuff away, you add in some dense guitars. And it's like suddenly you need some decay. Not only room reverb, but like overtones. And we'll bring... So I'm using L4 again to like smash those super ringy snares to like get that cool, like just really extend how much they're ringing out. And then using some Neve from Kush to just like really clip it and make it crazy. And then just filtering out the top end. Because with all the top end, it's like too much of that. And then it's obvious that there's like, it's very heavily, you know, sample based. Let's turn that baby down. And then the snare bottom, obviously. Yeah. You know, rooms can come down, the decay can come down. And then on the drum bus, I've been experimenting with like low passing because I'm just going for, you know, I keep referencing Dua Lipa. Josh Goodwin mixed this great song. What's it called? Let's look. Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. Oh my gosh. The kick is perfect everywhere. So I'm like, okay, screw the social norms, screw like the government set boundaries of where the low end should be on a rock or country record. Like, I think it should be Don't Start Now, Don't Stop, whatever the hell it's called, by Dua Lipa. That's like where the kick should live in every genre. So I'm going back and forth. I'm experimenting with like overloading the drum bus with like sub information. Even if the kick is pushing at 50, 60, like I'm adding all that sub kick, like 30, that Staub bus, adding in all that 30 and 40, just boom. And then I'm like doing a nice little high pass filter to roll it off. So enjoying that. And then a little bit of SSL bus comp. Mix wave. This thing is so good. Listen to this bypass. And then with it on, bypass. With it on, so good, man. And then gold clip. Listen without. It's good. But instantly, when I turn it on, the snare breaks up. You can hear the snare clipping. You can hear it sound. It's like a Neve type sound to me. It's like doing this. It's like this great snare clipped thing that's like completely freaking amazing. Again, bypassed. With it. Plus, when it's so dang close and it actually improves the sound to have gold clip on, it's like, why wouldn't you do it? And then to make, bring another reason into the mix, look at the headroom of the master fader when we don't have clipping on the drum bus. Peaks are out of control. I'm going to have to limit down the drums or clip or something on the master to like get those tucked in. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get as loud as possible to really compete with everything else that's going on. But look, when we turn it on, watch what happens to our peaks. We're controlled. We just bought like 7 dB of headroom. And it makes the drum sound fatter and better. So this is a win all across the board. Not much bus compression going on. Of course, this is just a starting point template for like live drum mixing, which might end up being like 1% of the work that I ever get to do. But it's what I love to do, and I'm just having fun dialing it in. So don't you be judging me over there, you silly, silly son of a goose. All right, yeah, man. To wrap all of that up, I'll go into a friendly monologue about the Strauss SE Music Lab. This place is special. This is by far one of the most controlled rooms I've ever heard, if not the most controlled room I've ever heard. It instills me with mixed emotions, ranging from, wow, I love this, I'm inspired, to, I'm so depressed that my room isn't like this, I want to kill myself now. So one of those two things are going to happen. I'm going to update my room or kill myself. So the next time you guys hear from me, you'll be seeing in my little Nashville bedroom studio, I'm going to build a little empirical Darth Vader, circle room. Yeah, I really need one of these rooms, man. It's a freaking good place. Love it. Thank you guys for hanging. This was super cool. We'll see you next time. Pew, 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 pew. Peace.